going to make a real quick video on how to install our face mount muzzle devices with our face mount shims. Now, some things that you're going to need for this is an alignment rod. This is necessary for the install. And then, of course, if you have a tool like this, it makes it a lot easier to grab a hold of the muzzle device like this and tighten it up in between the muzzle device and the front sight block. So let's get started. Of course, the very first thing you want to do is make sure your gun is safe and clear, which we have already done. We're going to mount our face mount muzzle device. As you guys can see in here, there's a distinct face that the muzzle goes against, and the shims go actually in between that inside this muzzle device. So what you want to do first is thread it all the way on. If it hits the front sight block, you're obviously going too far. It should not touch this. I use this out of spec front sight block for this demonstration so you guys can see what I'm talking about. All right, since we know we've got to push it out a good ways, what we're going to do is go ahead and put our alignment rod in. I'm going to put this in to where it's just a little bit longer than your muzzle device. And then you want to take from the shim pack, the largest shim, since we're touching. We're going to put it in place here. Then we're going to thread this back on to see where we are. Now, if you notice, the shim sets over the alignment rod. That's one of the reasons this is necessary for install. Okay, as you can see, we have gotten it far enough away from the front sight blocks, and when it threads on, it still needs to come some more. So we can actually go with a smaller shim in this one. Take this back off, take the shim back. Okay, so now we're going to install the 20 thou shim, which is the second largest shim in the pack, and try again, see where we are. Okay, so that one went just a little too far as rotation, but it is not touching the front sight block. So that's the proper shim we need to start with. 2 of the next size down, which there's 5 of these in the pack. You see there, push it back up. Okay, it still needs just a little bit more. You can see that it's going past where it needs to go. So let's add 2 more of that size. Okay, 2 more. Now we're talking. So when you get it to where it is clocked about like this, you should have enough play in the crushing of the shims to get it tight. If not, you'll have to take one of the shims out and put a smaller shim in. So let's try to tighten it and see if it goes. Now keep in mind, you want to keep your suppressor alignment rod in the whole time you're doing the installation. This fits, like I mentioned before, in between the muzzle device and the front sight block. All right, we got it perfect on the first try. Awesome. So now what you want to do is pull your alignment rod out. I also recommend using rock set on this so it doesn't come loose. All right, now to check fit of the suppressor and make sure that the alignment is correct. So you want to slide your suppressor over the alignment rod, tighten it in place. The last thing you want to do is make sure that the rod is centered in the suppressor. As you guys can see, this one is slightly off-centered, but the bore of the 36M is actually compatible with 9mm, so it shouldn't be an issue. However, if this was a 30 caliber can, it could have a strike. Not all Kalashnikovs are made to be suppressed. Some will require barrel work.